what are some of the things you think that people might talk about?
It's interesting. When I give these talks all across Montana, they tend to be very different. Hello, my name is Elizabeth Bars, and I'm a retired Army veteran, and I teach a history course about the veterans' experience at Missoula College based on a grant from the National Endowment for the
I have a
Humanities.
question. Do you think of this primarily as for a veteran audience or a non-vet civilian audience, or a mix?
I think it's mixed. I think it's probably primarily non-veteran, but I think a lot of veterans enjoy it, especially family members, people who've had a spouse or a parent or a sibling or a child even. But really mixed. I think both can add to it and learn something from it. I'll be leading a conversation about the historical and contemporary experiences of veterans in American society and the many facets of military culture. Many know about the military, war, and veterans integration primarily through Hollywood stereotypes or other media. And while many Montanans are veterans themselves or are related to a veteran, there still seems to be a civilian military divide in understanding the military experience. Current military and veterans form a significant subculture in American society, and their experiences merit a deeper look. A lot of questions about the actual experiences of veterans in wartime and in peacetime, going through basic training and things like that. A lot of questions about the military experience for families, which I think is not talked about nearly enough, and we will talk about that. I think, now with the some of our most recent political issues, especially that have focused on the use of military, and of course the continuing conversation about support for veterans, I tend to get questions about the latter. It'll be interesting to see if we get questions about the former. But yeah, I think a lot of the questions I get are, just tend to be about that real human experience of veterans. Our discussion will examine the historical and contemporary experiences of veterans, and we'll look at aspects of military culture that may get lost in translation. When a person joins the military, they really do undergo a pretty significant indoctrination into a new culture, even further if you consider their service, rank, or specialty. And then peacetime or particularly wartime experiences mold their lives on top of that. I would argue that every veteran is affected in some way by their military culture and their service. So how do these experiences affect the veterans when they come home from war or when they reintegrate back into civilians' lives? There is a lot of talk about how we support our veterans today and also about the role of the military. I argue that engaged citizenship means that we should understand more about the institution that we direct as voters. We should also understand more about the fellow Americans, our family, friends, and neighbors who have served in this institution. Please join me for a Montana conversation.